When you think about healing, you probably picture something straightforward. You get injured, your body repairs the damage, and things return to normal. For many types of injuries, this is more or less what happens. Cut your finger, and within a couple weeks you can barely tell anything was wrong. But UV damage to skin is fundamentally different, and understanding why helps explain why sun exposure has such long-lasting consequences for cancer risk. The key difference is what exactly gets damaged when UV radiation hits your skin. A cut or scrape primarily damages skin structure, the physical tissue itself. Your body is excellent at repairing structural damage. Cells at the wound edge multiply, fill in the gap, rebuild blood vessels and connective tissue, and restore the skin's barrier function. Within weeks, the repair is usually quite complete. But UV radiation doesn't primarily damage structure, it damages information and regulatory systems. When UV light penetrates skin cells, it damages DNA, which is essentially your cell's instruction manual. It damages RNA molecules that help translate those instructions into action. It damages proteins that regulate cell behavior and respond to stress. This type of damage is much harder to repair completely because you're not just rebuilding tissue, you're trying to correct errors in complex biological code and regulatory systems. Think of it like the difference between fixing a damaged building and fixing a damaged computer program. If a building's wall gets a hole, you can patch it and the building functions fine. But if a computer program has corrupted code, even after you try to fix it, there might be subtle errors in how it runs that you don't notice until later. Your cells face this same challenge with UV damage. The repair systems do their best, but they're working on such complex molecular systems that perfect repair is extremely difficult. There's also a timing issue. Structural injuries trigger an immediate, robust healing response. Blood clots form quickly, immune cells rush in, and repair begins right away. But UV damage often doesn't trigger the same immediate, all-hands-on-deck response. Some of the damage might not be detected until the cell tries to divide days or weeks later. By then, the window for optimal repair has passed. Incomplete or delayed repair means cells are left with permanent alterations in how they function. Another problem is that UV damage hits multiple systems simultaneously. It's not just DNA that's affected, but also the proteins that repair DNA, the systems that monitor cell stress, the mechanisms that control cell division, and the pathways that respond to immune signals. When multiple systems are damaged at once, they can't support each other during the repair process. It's like trying to fix your car when both the engine and the tools you need to fix it are broken. What's particularly concerning is that sometimes cells appear to heal successfully on the surface while remaining fundamentally altered underneath. The skin looks normal, the cell seems to be functioning, but there are subtle changes in gene expression, protein function, or stress responses that persist. These altered cells are more vulnerable to future damage and more likely to eventually develop into cancer. This is why dermatologists emphasize prevention so strongly. Once UV damage occurs, especially extensive damage, there's no guarantee that healing will be complete even if the skin looks and feels normal. Some of those molecular alterations might persist permanently, changing how cells behave for the rest of their lives. The only truly effective strategy is preventing the damage in the first place through consistent sun protection. Waiting until after damage occurs and hoping for complete healing is a gamble that many cells lose.